Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Geneva Rose. If you're new to my channel, thank you so much for tuning into today's video. You can find all things related to music, self-love, dance, spirituality, and just all around good vibes and good energy. So if you're vibing, just keep on watching. So, oh my God, it's been a minute since I've made just like a sit down talking video, and I was just been feeling kind of called to just sit in front of the camera and just share with you all like what's been going on with me, where I've been, kind of like what's been going on in my life. And I am filming this on 2/22/2022. So let's just take a moment of significance of that special magical moment in portal that we will never experience again. So I really just missed you all, and I just wanted to talk and just hang out and vibe. So life, like what's been going on with you guys, because like life's been crazy for me lately. Like life's been amazing and beautiful and extremely difficult and hard. Like I have been transforming like never before, but like always at the same time. I feel like I always get on here and say, oh my God, I'm transforming like never before, because it's true. It's true. And I'm just feeling really like I'm just in this new space and this new energy and this new just like momentum and this new just like trajectory forward. I kind of want to get into a little bit of this, but not too much. I recently stopped smoking weed. So I haven't smoked for a week, and I'm just on a total sober cleanse. I don't really drink, so that's not a problem for me, but I thought I'd incorporate not drinking and not smoking into my totality of the sober cleanse. The reason I wanted to mention that is because like it really has marked a moment of me like finally changing. Like I feel like, and I'll get into this once, because my initial thing was I was going to do a month. So once the month is over, I'll share with you guys like, you know, the changes and all that stuff. But for me, like stopping smoking just like marks the changes that I've been making to just be in my own energy and not to like run or escape or hide from my feelings. And I think that kind of encompasses where I've just been in life lately. And why, like what I want to talk about is like I have just learned so much like about myself by facing like every thought, every emotion, every feeling, confronting every situation in my life that bothers me, every person that bothers me, or every situation. And for me, that's been a very like empowering thing, because I think for so long I didn't know my power. So I didn't confront situations. I didn't have the verbiage, or I wasn't able to articulate my feelings or know my feelings, so I would never communicate my feelings. You know, I would run away from certain thoughts because they were scary, or certain feelings, or certain things, or certain routines, and just things that I needed to do. It was like I was trying to escape them and just find like another way to kind of deal with it. And weed was one of those ways. I feel like I would just use that as an escape, to just kind of like, oh, I'm stressed, let me do this. Oh, I'm feeling this, let me do this. And I think that just marks kind of where I've been for a really long time, like kind of disconnected from myself, always living kind of in my head and never, and really in my heart when it really comes down to it, but never really fully communicating my heart, communicating my feelings. And I've just, over the past like year and over the past few months, I just feel like I've really just like transcended this deep root of just like feeling unworthiness, because I was never unworthy, but that feeling of unworthiness, of like incompetence, or like, you know, as I feel like people say, imposter syndrome. I don't really resonate with that word, because I don't feel that that's what it is. It's more like I had all these layers of illusion that were blocking me from being who I really was and knowing who I really was, because of conditioning, experiences, my environment, and just overall just like myself and my reality. Like I take full responsibility for it, but I've been just really learning like how to communicate my feelings, how to like be who I want to be, not to be like afraid of messing up. I think that's like one of my biggest things, is like I was always afraid of like looking stupid, or like messing up, or like not being loved by people. So like I wouldn't say how I feel, or I wouldn't communicate my thoughts, or I wouldn't even fully honor or even think. It's like I would have like a super scary thought within myself, but I wouldn't even try to communicate it with myself. I would just try to shove it in the back and hide it because it was so scary. But it was also because it was like I was judging myself. Like I was judging myself for ways that I felt or ways that I thought. And it was just like, when you judge yourself, like you're not loving yourself. And I just was like, I feel like everything was a reflection of like me just not loving myself, not loving my voice, not loving my power. Even when it comes down to like music, like if you don't know, I sing, I dance, I rap, I do lots of different things, but it has taken me so long to finally commit and admit to myself that music and dance and singing is like probably one of the best things in my entire life. And like if I couldn't sing, if I couldn't dance, like I wouldn't even want to be alive. Like legitimately, it sounds so dramatic, but it's the truth. But I feel like that's how you know, like when your heart really loves something, it's like that's what you want to do. Like life is worth living because you get to do these things. I feel so free when I sing, and I feel so free when I dance. I just feel like I'm home within myself. Like I've found this just amazing energy, similarly to like when you're sitting in nature and you're just like feeling like the wind and the sun, and just like, or if you're, you know, hanging out with a friend and you're having like these amazing conversations, or like those times when you're just like having a really awesome day and it just feels like boom, 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 things are happening for you. That feeling of like elation, of joy, of bliss, like that's how I feel every time I sing and I dance. And I think it took me so long to recognize that, to recognize like what love was, and to give myself the space to love myself and to do what I love, because it's taken so much time. Like I did not grow up with my dreams being like nurtured. Like I wasn't taught to, you know, sing because you love it, or like nobody was telling me that. I basically had the opposite, to be honest, and it really stuck with me for years. And then also just not believing in myself through so many years of trauma and just like disconnection of self. I just like buried my dreams and buried my passion and buried my heart. And the reason I mentioned singing and dancing, because it all interconnects into how I just like suppressed my own identity and my own thoughts and my own feelings and my own emotions, because I didn't know it was okay or safe to feel them or to be them. And I was just so just like blocked off from feeling, because feeling was always so painful because of like things that have happened. So it was just like, let me just not feel, let me just not think, let me just not communicate my feelings to people, because then they won't like me, they won't love me, they won't appreciate me. Let me not say these dark thoughts that I'm having to myself, because, you know, that makes me a bad person, or that makes me unworthy, or that makes me unlovable. And I just feel like through so much healing that I've been doing lately, I just realized that none of that premise was true. None of that prism of reality was fact. In actuality was the complete opposite. It's up to me to love myself regardless of what thoughts I think or what feelings that I have. Like if I love myself, like I can give myself that safe space to be like, it's okay to think that. Like literally I just had like a super like dark thought, and once I said it, I was like, it's not even that dark, it's not even that serious. But when you kind of just like tell yourself like, no, you can't think that, you can't feel that, like that's not safe. Like you don't feel safe within yourself. You feel like you're in like a state of like fear. And like in regards to other people, I've really realized, especially lately, because I've gone through some very interesting situations and relationships lately, where I just realized like the people that really care about you, the people that really respect you, oh girl, don't even get me started. That's been like a big thing for me lately, like recognizing what respect actually is and what it looks like when someone actually respects you and cares about you. And I think I've just really realized that like when someone really cares about you, respects you, appreciate you, whether it's your friend or your romantic partner or even someone in your family, even a stranger, like when they really care and respect you and just respect human life, they're not going to be offended by you communicating your feelings. They're not going to ghost you. They're not going to not communicate. They're not going to, trying to make it gaslight you or make it seem like you're crazy. They're going to listen to how you feel. They're going to appreciate how you feel. Like, I really realized, like, I had a situation where I was telling someone, like, multiple times, you're doing this thing that's bothering me. And it was like different things, but it's like, it's all kind of in the root of you're just not really caring about anyone else but yourself. And then it was just like, I was considering this person a friend. And then I had to realize, like, no, friends respect you. Friends, take your feelings into consideration. Friends think of someone other than their own feelings. And I think I've really realized, like, what that actually looks like when someone really respects you and appreciates you, and what it also looks like in turn for you to respect and appreciate someone else. Because I think I've also, I had to check myself, because sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, like, I can come off very, like, aggressive, because, like, sometimes it's just like, I really need to say what I need to say, but I've learned that sometimes there's a way that you can say things with more kindness, compassion, and thought that will have the intention of what you're saying to be way more received than if you go aggressive at it. Even if in times you're valid, which your feelings are always valid, but like, say someone's doing something to you like 10 times and you finally like snap, like, I get that. But then there's also like, what was the build up to that? And that goes back to what I was saying of like being able to have confrontation, to know my feelings, articulate my feelings with myself and with other people, and like being like, someone that respects me will respect what I'm saying. But also, if someone's doing something to me 10 times, it's not fair that at the 10th time that I kind of have a super aggressive snap, because throughout those 10 times of them doing something, it was up to me to communicate, hey, that thing you did that bothered me. And if I continue to let that behavior continue to go, I'm telling that person, you are allowed to treat me this way. You can do that to me. You can disrespect me. You can neglect my feelings. You don't have to pay attention to me, because I'm giving you permission through my actions and through my lack of communication and verbiage. I'm letting you know, keep treating me disrespectfully. Keep doing that to me, because I don't expect any more from you. And I really realized that, like, whoa, can't do that. And also recognizing like what real friends really look like. Like, I've just been doing so much healing work to where I understand what healthy relationships actually feel and look like. And I'm going to put the emphasis on the feel, because I've had a lot of relationships where I thought this person is my best friend. This person is like my ride or die. This is my, and really realizing like, no, it's not. Like, I had someone that I considered like my best friend in the whole universe. And it took so much time for me to realize that literally every time I would hang out with them, I had extreme anxiety, and I felt like there was so much suppressed animosity within our relationship, so many things that weren't really communicated that needed to be communicated, so much just like jealousy between the both of us, so much just like really just toxic energy. And like, we would be friends and then not be friends, and like every time I just felt like I was getting sucked back into this version of myself that I was not trying to be anymore, and that truthfully I never really was. That false sense of self, that illusion that I never really was. Like, this person reflected my pain back to me, and I thought this person was like my BFF, when really I'm like, no, this is like a trauma bond. This is a karmic relationship that if you grow and heal from it, girl, you're gonna create new friends. You're gonna understand what real love and real friendship is. And I say all that to say, because it's about feeling. Like, I could look at this person and be like, oh my God, this is my best friend. Like, this is my best friend on paper. You know what I mean? But in feeling, if I consider you my best friend, but every time we hang out, I feel unexplainable anxiety, unexplainable stress. Every time we're friends, I feel like my life becomes in disarray, financially, spiritually, emotionally. I feel like I'm being pulled back to who I was 10 years ago. You're not my best friend. Like, you're someone that I've created a trauma bond with, that a version of myself that I once was resonated with you, and that's great. And obviously there's still parts of me where we connect because we're still friends, but you're not going to come with me forward, and I need to change, and I need to heal, and I need to recognize my own feelings and what I need. And sometimes that's really, really hard, because you can love someone so much, but like sometimes people just are who they are, and that's not a bad or good thing. It just is what it is. It's up to you to decide. Like for me, like it's up to me to decide like what it is I allow and what it is I want, and how do I want to feel. If I accept like, okay, this person's my best friend, but I actually feel like they're not a good person. Like I actually feel like to the core of them, they're not very kind. And there's moments where they're kind, but when it comes down to what I feel in my heart, I don't feel kindness. I don't see that reflection of that godliness that I want, which I don't want to be like pretentious or anything, because I see that reflection of spirit, and we all have that. We all have God. We all are God. You know what I'm saying? We all are that. We all are. But for me, it's that light energy, it's that love energy, it's that true kindness and compassion. And it's like, if I don't see that in you, what? Like, why am I around you? It's because I'm not even holding myself up to a high standard. I'm not like being confident or having enough self-esteem to be like, I deserve better than this. And that was a while ago, but it all connects back to me about feeling, like listening to my feelings, but also like not letting your feelings run you. Because I feel like there's this narrative going around all the time that's like, you know, train your mind, ignore your feelings sometimes. And I think that can be valid, but for me, in a lot of ways, it's not valid, because listening to my feelings is where I've found freedom. You know, listening to the way something makes me feel, or someone or a situation makes me feel, has made me be able to listen to my intuition more, to connect to the universe more, to connect to my true self, to connect to my heart, to connect to my true thoughts, and not the thoughts that are just passing by like clouds, to connect to my true authentic self, because I literally can feel the resonance of my true source and power. And I've used that to navigate through everything, because I've learned how to, through trial and error, through pain experience, through reading, through meditation, through trauma, learning to listen to myself, learning to honor myself, learning to connect to my source and communicate my source with myself and with the rest of the world, and not like being ashamed of that person. Because, you know, I was talking about earlier, like, there was so much shame and so much pain and so much just like not loving myself that I wouldn't allow myself to feel my feelings. Like, I was talking with my friend the other day, and we were both just talking about how like there were times in relationships where like we let stuff slide that was like crazy. Like, me now cringes so hard at the stuff that I let slide in my romantic relationships, especially because I didn't have enough self-esteem. I wasn't able to articulate my feelings. And it's like, to kind of give an analogy, I feel like there were so many things that would happen to me in relationships, and I would feel it. It would be like this ball. It's like, it was like this ball of energy that I would just feel, and I would just sink it down to my stomach, right down there. But I was so used to that I didn't know that feeling that I'm feeling right now, that feeling, that sinking feeling in my stomach, that sinking feeling in my chest, that shadow that's coming over my mind. This is my body, my spirit signaling, hey, something's not right here. Something needs to be addressed, whether it's with this person or it's just within you. Something needs to be addressed and something needs to be dealt with, because this doesn't feel good to me. But when you're so used to it, how are you supposed to know? But through, like I'm saying, like through healing, through trauma, through light, through prayer, through meditation, through years of realizing like my worth, my power, my beauty, and my ability to articulate my truth, and my ability to just be myself and not be afraid of like rejection or pain. Because at the end of the day, you know, when it really comes down to it, in a lot of ways, like, there's no real rejection. Like, someone can tell you no, but if you, like, for instance, say a job says you really wanted this job, and the job says no. Girl, sorry, we don't want you. We want somebody else. You know, and you feel like, wow, I just got rejected, like that really hurts. Like, yeah, technically, in the technical sense, it's rejection. But if you look within yourself and you have enough wisdom and growth and knowledge and self-love, you can be like, no, that rejection is a redirection. And I know enough to know that the universe has my back, the universe loves me, and I love myself. So that wasn't a rejection, because I'm still smart, I'm still amazing, I'm still capable. Something great is going to happen for me. Something great is right around the corner. But that's because I've done the work, and I know myself, and I know my self-worth, and I know myself. I have self-esteem. And I think so many people kind of get stuck in that like rejection, to where it's like you feel rejected by life, you feel rejected by people, you feel rejected by so many different things, that becomes your identity. That becomes who you are. You become this person that feels rejected and essentially unloved by the world. But through healing, through connection to your higher power, through the healing of your own heart and soul and your own mind, you can come back to yourself and recognize, like, I have my back no matter what. Like, I was just thinking, earlier today in terms of like wanting new relationships. And I was just thinking like wanting new relationships, but being so afraid of like being hurt. And then I just had a thought to myself, like, are you going to live in that fear and be afraid to reach out to new people and to connect and put yourself out there? Or are you going to know that pain, getting hurt, is inevitable? You could be married for 50 years. Your partner is going to hurt you at some point. You could be with someone for 5 months, 5 days. They could still hurt you. It is about finding the people that are worth it and the situations that are worth it. But at the end of the day, for me, what I was thinking about is like, it's also knowing that like I have my back no matter what. Like, okay, I get my feelings hurt. I'm going to love myself, hold myself, hug myself, write out my feelings, pray, be there for myself, and know that like I can pick myself back up. And it's like, it's okay to fall, because I know that I can pick myself up. I know that I'm strong. I know that I can do it. I know that I have my back. I know that I have the wisdom. I know that the universe always has my back in infinite, eternal, gigantic ways that I can't even imagine. That it's okay. It's okay to be hurt, or it's okay for things to happen or that are negative or bad. It's up to me to just be there for myself and to just love myself. And I feel like I've just been going through all that healing, plus also, because that's the thing they don't tell you when you start spiritually awakening, like, or just healing and doing self-reflection work. It's like life also doesn't stop. You're healing and you're doing self-reflection work and you're spiritually awakening, becoming more enlightened, all this good stuff, but life is still going. Like, wanting to pursue my dreams, yes, it's all interconnected. Or wanting to like make sure I'm working out 3 times a week, or wanting to have healthy relationships, it all interconnects into me because I am the source of it all. But at the same time, it's all happening simultaneously. It's up to me to like have that balance and like, I don't know what I'm saying, but this is what I'm saying. Like, it's up to me to like do the best that I can for everything in my life. And I think that's also like a learning thing too, is like life doesn't stop just because you're healing or just because you're like feeling. Like, life doesn't stop and you have to keep going. And that's also learning, especially being in your 20s. I feel like who first of all, who lied to us and said we would have a mansion and be married with 2 kids and have a Ferrari in the driveway at 25? Because I can tell you right now, at 25, who I thought I was going to be at 25, I just can't. I can't even think. Like, to think of who I thought I was going to be at 25 is crazy to me. It's crazy. It's crazy. But I'm so grateful at the same time. And that's what I mean by life. Because I'm like, I do not want the life that the child me imagined for myself, because this one was who I was destined to be, because this is who I learned about myself. Like, this is who I learned I was. I mean to say, like, this is who I discovered. Or this is the things that I discovered about myself or rediscovered about myself. And I had to go through life to understand that. And I think also too, like, there can just be so much pressure that we put on ourselves in our 20s to like really have things figured out, and to really, and if you're not in your 20s and you're watching this, Good for you. But I'm sure you understand what I'm talking about. Like, come on, like being in your 20s sometimes can be so hard, and you're really trying to figure out like everything, and it's a lot, girl. It's a lot. But I hope that all made sense to you all, and that's just like some of the things I've been going through. Plus I've been like putting in that work, like doing vocal lessons every week, rehearsing every week, dancing all the time, creating new content that's next level, trying to be innovative, planning, organizing, structuring, rebuilding that foundation, networking, doing all these things while also trying to navigate this path of healing. I need that like SpongeBob meme with the rainbow. You know what I'm talking about. Healing. And yeah, that's just what I've been going through, and it feels really good. Like I've been putting in that work like never before. Like, oh my God, like I just want to take a minute to just pat myself on the back for the growth I've done with my voice. Like, oh my God. The growth that I have done from doing vocal lessons every single week. Oh my God, like my voice is like next level, like, and I just can't wait to see where it's going to be in another year, and what notes I can hit, and where I can take the depth of my tone and the range, and it's just like, I just want to say that because I'm just proud of myself, and we just doing a little check-in, a little chit chat, but I also want to say that because it's like, if you're watching this and you feel like there's something that you need to put in the work for, put in that work, because it's just going to sit there. Similarly to how I was talking about with like music and stuff. Like I knew when I was a kid, like I wanted to do music, I wanted to act, I wanted to sing, I wanted to dance, I wanted to speak to people, I wanted to entertain, and through life that just got so suppressed. And of course that was my journey to discover and be here in this moment. But still, now that I'm here in this place, I also realized too that like it was going to take work. Like, even though singing was my dream, or is my dream, like, I realized, like, I'm like, singing can be your dream all day. But if you're not going to put in that work to make it happen, girl, it ain't going to happen. Like, you can feel like you're the best dancer in the world, but if you're not going to put in that work to be that greatest dancer, like, what do you think is going to happen? You're just going to sit with yourself and sleep on yourself your whole life. And that's not great, because then you're going to be like all these people that are 45, 55, 65 who never went after their dreams and are sitting there bitter betties because they worked their whole life for a system that didn't work for them, that used them to get money, while you could have been finding a way to get your own money and to build your own happiness and to build your own passions. So I say that to say, don't sleep on yourself. Put in that work. Even when it's hard, put in that work spiritually, physically, emotionally, financially. Invest in yourself, because you are your greatest asset. Everything is going to start and stem and begin and end with you. So be your biggest advocate, be your biggest cheerleader, be on your side. And that's what I mean by everything I've been going through. It's learning to be on my side, learning to have my back, learning to be my back, front, and sideways, my source, my above, my within, and all around me. That was low-key a bar, but but for real, like learning to just have my back and like go after my dreams and love myself enough to be like, I can do it. Even when I doubt it, I know I can do it. And like knowing that the universe also has my back, and like I'm not gonna fail, and there is no failure when I have my back. It's okay to fall, but I'm not really falling. I'm really landing somewhere else that's gonna pick me up and go somewhere else. Ooh! Tell me that didn't sound good. Tell me. But no, for real. And I'm just feeling really good. I'm feeling really good. It's 2022 today. It's magical. It's mystical. Obviously, you will not be watching this on that day, because this is not going to be out yet on the day I'm filming this. But no matter when you're watching this, I hope this video just reminded you that you are not alone. We are all in this journey of self-discovery, of healing, of confronting situations, of confronting our feelings, of honoring our feelings, of healing our feelings. And know that you can do it. Put in that work. You can do it. But also, in certain ways, let it go and know that it will reveal itself when it's time, or the universe has your back no matter what. And put in that work to create your dream life, because it is not going to happen without you. The universe can only do so much. You have to do what you need to do to make things happen. And you have to believe first and foremost. You can do all these actions you want, but if you don't believe you're worthy, if you don't believe you can really have it, good luck, babe. You need the action just as much as you need the belief and mindset. And yeah, it's possible. I just feel it's so possible. And I just feel good. Like, you see me glowing right now. Hello? You see me. And yeah, like, I just feel good. And I feel like a lot of the glow is coming from inside, because like inside I feel good. As simple as I can say it. And I've done the work to where, but also, I was going to say I've done the work to feel good, but also you deserve to feel good no matter what. But you know, that's another topic. But yes, thank you so much for tuning in to today's video. It felt so good to talk to you all. I missed you guys so much. I missed just talking to the camera. And if you're a part of my community, I thank you for always supporting me, whether that's on YouTube or Instagram, commenting, messaging me. I appreciate you. I love you. And like, we're in this ride of life, of spirit, of evolution, of here. Like, think about this. We're in this miraculous, like, can't even wrap my mind around. We're literally living like this is a magical existence. The fact that we're here right now, this time, place, and space, to evolve, to ascend, to transform the planet, to transform ourselves, it's magical and something that should be recognized and appreciated. And I appreciate you. And I appreciate me. Hey. But yes, thank you so much for watching. I have so much good stuff coming, girl. You don't even know. This year is going to be loaded with content, loaded with music, loaded with good vibes, loaded with videos. It's popping off. Like, it's different. I'm hitting different. But no, for real, like, it's really just great. And I'm just so excited, and I just can't wait. And let me know what you would like from me. I feel like I always ask this, but I feel like it is an important question. Let me know what content you love and appreciate from me. I'm going to create whatever I want, regardless. But I would love to hear what you guys think. Comment on this video. Let me know what you think. Subscribe, like, go ahead and follow me on all social media. I am Geneva Rose on TikTok, Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter, everything. You can find me and connect with me. I'll have new videos, new content, new music, all good vibes coming. So thank you so much again for watching this video. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, a beautiful rest of your week. And I'll see you soon. Bye.